Howdy everyone, it's May 2nd, 2026, almost 7 a.m. I'm getting out a little bit early today. I had a banana for breakfast. I am getting out early because it's gonna rain today and I've got to be at my albergue by 2 or else I lose my private room. So I am not goofing around today. I am not wearing my rain gear right now because it really doesn't breathe well, and I don't want to be like a hot sticky mess just walking, on an overcast day when I really don't need to be wearing it. Obviously when it starts to rain, this is what it looks like right now. When it starts to rain, then I'll put it on, but otherwise not yet. So let's get going. Okay, those are good signs. I like that. So I always wonder what residents think who they don't know about the Camino. It just looks like a regular city area right here, regular urban area. And then you see that and you got to wonder, what is that? I know what that is. Okay, now we're doing a little better with the markings. On my way out of Burgos, I passed by the backside of the cathedral, which I'd never seen before. I walked by this place and couldn't pass up a pastry. I had one of these things yesterday. It was pretty good. I think I'm gonna eat it on the run. So I see that guy's socks on the back of his backpack and I know exactly what happened. So this morning I woke up and it was like Christmas morning because my clothes were dry. Well, not my socks, but that's fine. I don't care about my socks. My 2 shirts were dry. I was super excited. I am now waiting in line to use the WC, and it costs 0.30 euro, so 30 cents. Okay, you can tell I'm on the outskirts of Burgos right now because we've got these different Camino markers and then that one right there. I hear the comforting sounds of my friend Mr. Cuckoo Bird. This was a really cool sculpture of a map. This was in Tardajos. I stopped by the church in Tardajos, but it was closed. This is the church in Calzadas. It's officially raining, so kind of took shelter here in this in the front door of this church. The church is closed, kind of a bummer, but I am going to put on my raincoat and trudge onward. Of course, I just deploy the rain gear and it stops. That's okay. I'll take it. Guys, if this is right, I have broken the 500 kilometer mark. This was still in Calzadas, this little chapel that I came across on my way out of town. I found this just a little bit after I had left the church where I had changed in my rain gear. And this was an absolute treasure. This was the highlight of my day, and it made the walk so special. I popped my head in, and this is what I found. There was a nun inside, and she was asking people what their name was and where they were from. And based on what you said, she gave you a little pamphlet in your language, and she prayed on you using your name. And then she gave everyone a little necklace with a saint on it, and it was great.
The fact that she was there for pilgrims, praying for pilgrims and with pilgrims, that made my day. That was the absolute highlight, and I thank her. For most of the way, this is what I saw. It was beautiful.
Okay, I think that that's my town. Only because I see it on the back of this little bench.
As you can see, there were a bunch of us pilgrims rolling into town at about the same time. I'm glad I had a reservation.
Okay, guys, I made it to my town, Hornillos del Camino. And I think my albergue is just up ahead. I've got myself a private room. Very excited about that. I had to be here by 2 p.m. or else they'd give it to somebody else. It's only noon, so I made very good time. I did not dawdle. There's the store, and there is where I'm staying. Del Sol a Sol. Okay, this is the albergue. I just talked to the gentleman. I am in room number 1. This is awesome. And the light switch is inside the bathroom. Interesting. Okay. He said he's going to fix some lunch. We're going to have some chicken and some rice, and it is going to be good because I'm starving. I just ordered lunch, and she's going to make it for me right now. Everybody is very cool. This place is extremely nice. Very fortunate to be here.
For lunch, I had chicken, rice, potatoes, and carrots, and it was really good. It's that traditional Spanish chicken that they make. I don't know what it's called, but it tastes really good. This was pretty funny. For dessert, I had a drumstick, and it is all about presentation.
Hey, everybody. I am in my albergue. I'm in bed, kind of. It's early, but my feet hurt, so I'm just kind of relaxing. I am all wrapped up like a little burrito, and I'm going over booking my accommodations for the rest of the Camino right now. If you plan on doing the Camino, book your accommodations before you leave. I'm telling you right now. If you can sleep in an albergue's dorm room with 5 other snorers, you're a better human being than me because I cannot. So I've got to have a private room. If you have any problems at all sleeping, you're a light sleeper, whatever the case may be, book before you go. This is like the Hunger Games. I came into this albergue and it was pouring rain. People were like streaming in, asking for rooms, and the albergue operator was like, "Sorry, there's no more." I went next door to the other albergue to do my laundry because this one they don't have a dryer, so I can't hang my clothes. So the guy said, "Hey, why don't you go next door? She'll probably let you do it," and she did for like €8. So I'm in there waiting for my laundry. Same thing. People are coming in and she's having to turn them away. It's raining, like it's raining hard. And I'm like, what are these people doing? That could be me. So um, book before you go. Um, the other thing is, I am not a YouTuber. This channel is really supposed to be for my friends and family, but there have actually been people who I don't know watching these videos, which blows me away. But okay, um, I'm glad I'm kind of entertaining for you to watch. But anyway, there was one person who mentioned that they thought it was funny that I commented on the towns being deserted. So I want to address that. I was wondering, I'm like, why are these towns deserted? It's so weird. It's like a science fiction movie. So I did some internet sleuthing. One thing that I found out is there's been a mass exodus of Spaniards moving from the country, from these rural areas and these small towns into big cities. I didn't know that. I mean, I know that over the course of history, you know, like the U.S., for example, it was kind of an agrarian type um, country founded, you know, by like farmers and stuff like that. And then the cities were built, people moved to the cities. Well, it's like really bad in Spain, really bad. There are a lot of these little towns that are like facing extinction because people are moving to the cities in such great numbers. They're not really having kids, and these towns are like going to be ghost towns. So then that got me thinking, how is that going to affect the Camino? Where are the albergue operators going to come from? The people that run the cafes, the people that run the little tiendas, the stores. Um, I don't know. I don't know what that means long term for the Camino. I mean, that's a separate problem. The people moving from these little towns to the city, but it does affect the Camino. I don't know what the answer is, but that really got me thinking, and that's food for thought. Anyway, I am going to get back to my phone and get on there and scramble to book more rooms because, like I said, Hunger Games. See you later.
Okay, I just thought I'd show you this mural on the side of a building while I jabbered here. That looks 3D. That's pretty cool. Anyway, good news is I was able to book accommodations through Santiago de Compostela. I arrived there on the 23rd, and the Botafumeiro should be swinging, I think, at 7:30 p.m. And then on the 24th, it'll be swinging, I think, at noon. So I think that I'm not going to go to the ocean. I think that I'm going to come home on the 25th. But I am pretty stress free now that I've booked my accommodations. I do have 2 albergues in the dorms that I had to suck it up and stay in. That's fine. I don't mind albergues. In fact, I'm in one right now. It's just the multiple people in the same room that keep me up and don't allow for me to sleep. That's the only issue. So hopefully those 2 days or those 2 nights, I can get a little bit of sleep and continue on. But hopefully it will be smoother sailing from here on out.
I don't think that my albergue serves dinner, which is kind of weird. So I'm gonna go look for something to eat. There's a sign up ahead that says bar. That is possible. I don't know.
Okay, so this is the bar. This is where I landed for dinner. It's like this little rock and roll place. It was a fun little place. Their back dining room and the tables up front were all full, so the lady asked me if I would mind sitting at the bar, and I didn't care. I was just happy to get some food. I had a Greek salad, and I had a second helping of the Spanish chicken that they make, and they serve this with potatoes, and it was, again, very good. This is a great dish. I love this dish. So this was kind of fun. I'm eating, and all of a sudden, this dog walks through the door. He walks straight up to me. I don't know if he was expecting me to feed him or if he liked me just because of my food or what, but he came straight up to me and I started giving him scratches.
What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing, huh? What are you doing, huh? What are you doing?
After he was done with me, he walked to the middle of the floor and just plopped himself down. I don't think he belonged to anybody there.
Oh, you want some rubs? Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Oh, you want some rubs? Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Ah.
Well, it's not raining anymore and the birds are out.
Good night, everybody. Tomorrow I go to Castro Jariz. So I will see you tomorrow.